Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Earth Angel by the Penguins. And it starts off with this cool little bass lead in, and we end up cabling this on first fret to match the recording. But you can start out third fret on the low E string, and then we do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go to second fret on the low E string, and then open E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then open D, and then third fret on the A string, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go to fourth fret on the A, and then open D, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 times, kind of 6 times. So you're going G, F sharp, E, D, C, C sharp, D. It's kind of that bass line. And if you wanted to back that up with chords, we'd start with the G major chord. When you play G major, first finger goes to A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string on the third fret, and third finger on the high E string on the third fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the third finger on the B string third, pinky on the high E string third, and kind of working that for your E minors through the song. And then from the G we go to an E minor chord. We play E minor. First finger stays on the A string second fret, second finger on the D string second fret. If you strum all those together, that sounds an E minor chord, and it sounds really sad. Now you may also want to think about putting the third finger on the B string third fret, pinky on the high E string third fret, working that as an E minor 7 chord. And then from the E minor we can go into a C major chord. When we play C major, first finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the D string second fret, the third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now while you're on C's in general, it can be kind of cool to lift off the first finger and make that a C major 7. Or you can take the pinky and add it on the B string third fret and make that a C major 9. Or another way to play C major 9 is to do first finger on the D string second, second finger on the A string third, third finger on the B string third fret, and the pinky on the high E string third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major 9 chord, which sounds really cool. And then from the C we go to a D major chord. We play D major. First finger goes to the G on the second fret, second finger on the high E second fret, and third finger on the B string third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the second finger and kind of making it a D sus2. Or you can take the pinky and add it on the high E and make it a D sus, kind of say some things around the D chord. Or you might want to think about you making this a D7. And the way you play D7, first finger goes to the B on the first fret, second finger on the G string second fret, and third finger on the high E string second fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D7 chord, and it sounds really, really nasty. So through that intro, you may want to kind of even work just downstrokes, kind of a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, kind of working the chords. And I was kind of adding in a little bit of right hand muting there. You can even kind of follow that bass line or try to kind of with the chords. But a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like using something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So you can kind of feel this in kind of a 12/8 kind of feeling 12 downs on everything, kind of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's kind of a 4/3 idea. Or you could do the down, down, up, down, kind of down, down, up, down, up. The weird part through that intro, those chords don't last as long, so you may want to half the strum pattern. So you could do the G with kind of a down, down, up, kind of on each chord. That would be one way to do that. Or you can even take that pattern and split it. Down, down, up, E minor, up, down, up, C, down, up, D, up, down, up, G, down, up, E minor, up, down, up, C, down, up, D. Or you can kind of work in kind of that 6 idea, or 6 downs on everything, and kind of work that same feel. And we'll basically be repeating that until at the very end of our second verse chorus. There's this cool little tag where we go from a G major to a C major, and then we go back to G, but then we go to a G7 chord. We play G7. First finger goes to the high E on the first fret, second finger on the A string second fret, and third finger on the low E string third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G7 chord, and it sounds really, really nasty. And that last G in G7, you kind of hear the bass line kind of do the third fret on the low E, and then open A, second fret on the A. So kind of working that G, O, 2 to kind of lead into our bridge part. And on our bridge, we start on the C major, and then we go back to G, and then we go back to C, and then we go back to G, and then we go back to C, and then we go back to G, but then we go to an A major chord. We play A major. First finger goes to the D on the second fret, second finger on the G string second fret, third finger on the B string second fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you may also want to think about lifting off the second finger and making that an A7 chord, or you can readjust your fingers if you're slightly offended, and put the pinky on the high D string on the third fret and give it a little bit more bite. Or you might want to think about an A7 sus, if that's an easier change, where you do D string on the second, second finger on the G string second, third finger on the B string third, and the pinky on the high E third, and kind of work that as an A7 sus. And then from the A we go to a D major chord. And on that part we could really use our whole strum pattern. So we have kind of C, down, up, G, or you can kind of alternate kind of those 12 downs with the down, up, down, which can kind of be a cool way to kind of build up some steam. C, G, A. Now the weird part is though, to play along with the penguins, instead of starting on a G chord, they're starting on an A flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on first fret, then now G is really an A flat major, and your E minor is really an F minor, and your C is really an E flat major, and your D major is really an E flat major, and when we get to it, the A is really a B flat major. But just to take it from the very beginning, you may want to kind of follow that bass line that we were talking about, and that could be a cool way to intro the song. Or you can even kind of work that around the chords. Down, up, down. I have G, down, up, D minor, down, up, C, down, up, D. We're kind of having that pattern. E minor, C, down, D, up, down. And then from that intro, then we go into our main verse. We end up repeating that G and E minor 1, 2, 3, 4 times for our first verse. G, or first chorus. E minor, C, another verse chorus with our tag, kind of that third time through. We got G, E minor, C, D, G, E minor, C, D, E minor, C, D, and we got our tag, we got our G, C, G, G7, or you may want to kind of throw in that bass line on that part, kind of that G, our bridge part. And then on our bridge part we have that C, G, C, chorus. Now something else I think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass for the chord. So on the G you'd have low E for the bass, on the E minor you'd have the low E for the bass, on the C you'd have the A for the bass, and on the D you'd have the D for the bass, and on the A chord you'd have the A for the bass. So we tried adding basses to that next verse chorus. We have that G, E minor, C, into our next bridge. So we tried that with basses. We got C with an A bass, G with an A bass, C with an A bass, G with an A bass, C with an A bass, G with an A bass, A. our G, E minor, C, D, G minor, C, D, G, E minor, and we got a big C, and then we got a D, and you may want to kind of break up the chord a little bit on that, and kind of make it in kind of a little arpeggio before we play a big G major. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Earth Angel by the Penguins. So good luck!